Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another beautiful Wednesday evening, 7:30. Well, technically 7:26, but we're 4 minutes away from lights out for GP2 at the American Grand Prix. Now you can probably guess why I'm here, because Cameron couldn't make it tonight, so I'm your host for this evening for GP2. And but the person who has been with James throughout this whole time, You Can Beat Me, is still here. He's still here, live and well. How you doing, You Can Beat Me?
I'm absolutely buzzing, Oliver. Hoping to get this race underway.
So the title race has come down to two, basically. Omegs versus Nelly.
Yeah, the title race seems like it's between these two, but I would still not rule Mackett out. He has been having a difficult time of late in scoring race wins. I think his last win was in UK, in the Silverstone circuit, which was almost 2 months ago now, or at least 7 weeks ago. But he's still in there. I think the gap is 34 points, and a couple of bad races from the top two could bring him into the fight. So let's see, and let's hope for a good final 4 rounds of the season.
So you're saying that Mackett needs to have a very good result today to keep himself in touch with the top two?
Absolutely. He probably has to win the race because the kind of form Omegs has shown, especially, you can always count on him to score a podium. And Nelly as well in the Ferrari, he has been pretty quick in the past few races. So you can always count on them to score very good points, if not a podium. And we have a lot of fast drivers with Morris Pace, Mansell, Nadim, who actually won the first race of the season, his first race of the season last time around in Japan.
He did as well, didn't he?
Yep, so a lot of quick drivers in the division. So it's a good way because you don't always see the usual 3-4 drivers fighting it out for podiums and race wins. So that way it has been pretty tight knit, the division. And I think people like Mackett and Morris might still have an outside chance, but they need some luck on the side as well. They need something bad to happen to the top two to get their noses in.
Now, I must excuse me for a second because it is Wednesday, yes I know. Yes, in GP2, yes I know. But tonight it is the, I will have to go a little bit off topic. It is the Europa League final tonight, and my team is playing in that tonight. Man United is playing in this game tonight against Villarreal, so I've got the live stream on my phone, so I will be keeping an eye on it as much as I can, but I will have to keep an eye on the race as well. So I've got to multitask today, so that's going to be great news for me. But this is the main talking point. But yeah, the football is on at the moment. I got it on my phone, but you won't hear it, so that's the main side of things. Hopefully we win. Hopefully we win the Europa League, and hopefully we're not going to win that disgusting trophy ever again, because we're not that sort of side. So at least that's out of the way. So tires, You Can Beat Me. You can get a lot of options around this track. You can do the one stop. You can do the two stop around. Oh, it's raining.
Is it raining? Oh, it's full wets, Oliver. I think it's full wets. It's raining quite heavily around here.
It's Inters. It's saying Inters.
Right.
So that's going to throw caution to the mix. So if it stays raining for the whole session, that's going to be good news for the drivers, because that means they'll get fresh tyres coming towards at the start of the race. That's going to open their strategy even more if it stays raining.
Yeah, I think we will see if, and it looks pretty overcast, so I doubt it's going to dry up anytime soon. We could see a lot of medium runners at the start of the race, or rather on the first stint, and we could see a lot of one-stop strategies also in the mix.
And look who's coming on the back. The homeboy is coming out. The American is coming out. Cobalt, his home Grand Prix. What an honor for him.
Yeah, I believe he's reserving, or is he?
He's a full-timer.
I'm not entirely sure.
He was Vapor Cobalt, but now it's Ace Cobalt now.
So he would be hoping for a lot of points today in his home Grand Prix, and I'm riding on board with him, Oliver. And I can't believe this is intermediate conditions. I absolutely can't. It's absolutely pouring down on this track, and you earn a lot of respect if you're not using racing lines as an assist, because it's difficult to see here in the assist, especially in the SS in the first sector. It is very difficult to see.
So, yeah, the drivers are going now on intermediate tyres. So, if it stays wet, I've mentioned this before, if it stays wet throughout the entire session, the drivers will get free choice of tyre. That depends if it's dry in the race. So if they get free choice of tyre, they can pick any tyre they can please from soft, medium to hard. They can really open up their strategy. This is going to be so interesting, you could beat me, if they can. If they can get the dry race, that would be so beautiful for the drivers to get an open strategy.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And I think this is one of those tracks where we might see all three tire compounds being used as well. So don't be surprised if we see all three tire compounds, even maybe in the first stint, because a lot of people do favor starting on the hards, and they are probably putting their hopes that there will not be any safety cars at the start of the race. So they might go long and then put on a set of soft tires, or you could have people who start on mediums trying to go on the softs, because mediums to softs is also possible. Or you could have the other way around, as people want to favor track position at the start of the stint and start on those red wall soft tires, which will degrade faster than the other two, but it will give them a lot of purchase of the corners, especially the slower ones, and help them towards a good position in the middle of the race on which they can capitalize on.
Andy Styler says, go Velo, go. So yes, we got our new boy in today, CRG Velo. He is our new kid on the block today, reserving today. And we've got a reserve in of course, our reserve, who's he's in the Renault today. Oh, surprise, surprise, it's Cara. So, so, let's see what Cara can do in GP2. He's a very quick boy, you could be, because you have raced him in GP4.
I have, but I would not call it racing, Oliver. He is a very, very quick driver, and I usually see him on the race starts, and that's all. Fortunately for me, I was able to see him when the safety car came out, but otherwise, we are just doing our own races. So very, very fast. Right now, leading the championship, if I'm not wrong, by some margin in GP4. So I would not be surprised to see him at least in GP3 next time around. Next season, rather, Oliver.
Oh, how beautiful for me, because I'm in GP3 and Cobalt. Very, very close to spinning the car. Good save by Cobalt there on those intermediate tyres. I can't, like I said, I was surprised if it's even. Look at the rain pelting down here in Austin. Absolutely thundering down with rain. And it's a 146 from Cobalt. Very good. Well, let's have a look at Velo. Actually, let's not look at Velo because he's gone pole. 146.1 from him. Beautiful stuff from him. Let's have a look at. If my game can work with me, thank you. Let's have a look at Mansell. He's just started his lap. Now, Mansell, right now, which is. Oh, Quinton. So, Quinton, let's have a look at Quinton. Oh, Quinton's done 148.2. Where is Mackie? He's done a 48.0, so 4 and 5 for the McLaren. Let's look at Nelly, who's through the hairpin at the moment, right behind Morris. Omeg's about to cross the line any second. I think, where is Omegs? He's just crossed the lines. He's just gone a 147.4. He goes into P5. Jay's TLH on a 47.3. Nadeem on a 46.4. Velo has the quickest time at the moment. Nelly, one of the championship contenders here in GP2. Let's see if he can get his Ferrari onto the higher end of the grid. He's going to need it, to be fair.
Yeah, he needs a good position here, and he is just behind Morris Pace, who also seems to be on a lap. So maybe he's getting dirty air off the Haas, but it's okay because it is still wet conditions as he loses the car a little bit, and he has invalidated his lap.
So Morris Pace, let's have a look at it quickly. And he's invalidated as well. So let's go back to Mansell. Yep. Because he's about to finish off his run now. He's just behind Kyle and Rob. Kyle and Rob goes into fifth place, and Mansell goes into P4 with a 46.5. So we've got 4 drivers in the 46s. Velo very close to a 45. So very good stuff from him there. Let's have a look at Cassidy. He's on a run at the moment. Actually, no, let's go to Kara. No, I want Kara, please. Thank you. So, Kara, on his lap at the moment, ignore the clock. It's not on 5 minutes. It doesn't take that long to get around the track, of course. He's our reserve for the day. We got Spinner, which is an AlphaTauri. Nadim, 45.6. So Nadim had a second run on there, to be fair, and he actually put himself into P1. Great lap from Nadim.
Yeah, good lap indeed, and we will see a lot of this, Oliver. We will see drivers trying to put in multiple laps because honestly, we don't see a lot of degradation on these tires, which are pretty durable, the inters as well as the hard tires. So you might see a lot of drivers fueling up their cars and going for multiple runs because right now it's not about pure pace. It's just about getting comfortable with the conditions and
Oh,
trying
true,
to know
true.
how much you can push, and in which corners you have to lift off, in which corners you can go flat out, which are not allowed around here in these conditions. So it's all about having that confidence in the car and the conditions, and then playing according to them.
Very, very true. See, this is a guy who knows his stuff here. As you can beat me, this is a guy who knows his stuff. So Kara on his lap now. Look how you can hear how gingerly he has to be on the throttle because he doesn't want to spin the car. Let's see how he takes this hairpin. Very tricky corner, this little corner here. The little hairpin turn, short shifts into third. And short shifts into
Yeah,
fourth. So look, he's minimising the traction though, his car. So very good stuff from him there.
absolutely, and he was into third before even coming onto the power, so he knows that traction is absolutely key. Whereas Mansell puts 45.953, so that puts him into P2 and just 3 tenths off Nadim, as Kara has put a second sector which is purple as the game shows. So this could turn out to be a really good lap from Kara.
Indeed. So Nadim goes faster. It's a 45.2 from Nadim in the AlphaTauri. Should have put up a good show here today. Is Nadim? His car got to cross towards the final two corners. And here he comes towards the last corner. Let's see how he does. Into the final corner he comes now. We're running on board with him. No hands, of course, on the wheel because he's just joined. And he'll put him a 47.0. So that's his banker lap. So that's not his flying lap, as it's just his banker. We'll see a lot more of Kara later on in the stages. Have a look at Magna. He's about to cross the line as well in the AlphaTauri. He wants to be out there with his teammate, of course. Let's see if he can cross the line. He's not going to be anywhere near his teammate. It's going to be all slow or something today, or 49.7. No matter, he can put up a good show for that. Let's go back to Cobalt. The American flying the flag here today at his home Grand Prix. Is that a little bit of pressure, Nadim, running your home Grand Prix?
It could be, but I was following Morris here and he has come into the pits, so let's see if he goes on another set of inters here. And Nelly has gone a bit faster, I think. He's into P5 now, and we see a lot of drivers up to P8 who are into the 46s and 3 of them into the 45s. So I still think there is time to find here. It's just about how much they want to risk it in these earlier laps, as Nelly is on a cracker of a lap here, Ollie. He has gone purple in sector 1.
Guess what? I'm with him right now. So you're pretty much a major spotter here today. Fair play. So let's see how Nelly does. Of course, in a fight with Omegs at the moment. Omegs still down with 47.4, but we'll see a lot more from Omegs. I'm sure of that. Look how aggressive Nelly is with the track. Half of the car over the white line, trying to minimize the cornering, minimize the track so much he can gain so much time. Now it's into sector 3. Very tricky little section is sector 3, isn't it? You could beat me as Nelly goes
Yeah,
4 tenths faster.
he is on a cracker here, and it is a tricky section, especially the corner which he just went through. Oh, Magna has retired.
Oh,
Magna
he's
has retired,
crashed.
and that's after that triple right-hander. So I think he must have lost the car at the exit of that corner, and yeah, riding on board with.
Oh dear, yeah. I just caught the car there
Just
on
see
the right
that.
hand side.
Yep. Here goes Nelly approaching the start-finish line, and let's see what this lap is going to
And
be.
Nelly will go to P2. So he's lost a bit of time there during the third sector.
He has, and behind Omex is on a lap in the Williams, and he is 6 tenths up on his time. So this will put him into top 10 for sure, I think.
And here comes Omegs. And he'll go into the top 10. 46.7. Not a great shine for qualifying from Omegs, but is it the track conditions really putting him off?
Yeah, it is a possibility, or maybe he is just taking it a little cautious right now and waiting a little before throwing caution to the wind in the final few minutes of the session. So
Velo sets a purple first sector. The reserve driver is doing very well.
He is, and he's quicker than the likes of Quinton, Omegs, Morris right now. Let's not forget Shuaib in the other Mercedes. He has been pretty fast in some races as well. He has some issues with connectivity, but he is fast when he's able to sort out those issues. So Velo is purple in sector 2.
But let's see if you can keep up that momentum in sector 3. This is the time when Nelly lost on his last run. Can Velo put up a surprise result here in qualifying? About 5 minutes to go now in this session here in qualifying. Velo now towards the double left-hander. That's a good turn in there. And you can tell he's pushing, couldn't you? As he comes towards the final corner. Now he's going to put everything to the corner. The 145.3 is a 10 slower than the Dean. So Velo, really good showing here today.
He is, and behind I'm watching Omegs, who's not really improved.
Morris pace has spun. That's a bit of a shame there for Morris. Omegs goes up to P7 now with a 46.1.
Yeah, Omegs with the 46.1, he was going for another lap on those tires, and he was improving, but not by much, which is why he improved one position, but not a lot of time on that. It's interesting to see the throttle input. I don't know if you have the telemetry on, Oliver, but it's really interesting to see the throttle input for these drivers, because in most of the corners they are not able to go full throttle.
Yeah, as me as a main streamer, I can't put the telemetry on because I get told off for it. So you can do that if you want.
I thought that was just for the race. Sorry, but yeah, I understand that.
Because if you don't know, main streamers can't put telemetry on because otherwise I get told off or anyone else gets told off. So I'm abiding by the rules. That's one of the housekeeping rules of being a streamer.
Yep.
You could do it if you want. I mean, you're not streaming.
Yeah, I have it on. I have it on. No, I thought that was just for the race, because that's when people get to know the battery usage of other drivers, which gives them an unfair advantage. But I thought it was fine in qualifying. Either ways, I'm following Quinton here, and he's approaching the split for sector 2. Let's see what this is going to be. Oh, this seems like a warm-up lap for him, because he's 2 seconds down on his time. Omegs up ahead has invalidated his lap time. What is Nadeem doing?
Kara's going 4 tenths faster. Purple first second sector for Kara. Really gunning for it now as the Renault driver, and also the GP4 favourite for winning the championship. He's just won this race 2 days ago. Let's see how Kara gets on through this final section of corners. James TLH puts into 8th place.
He has won this race 2 days ago, and let's not forget, in these conditions, that's half of the race was wet.
You see, I got short-term memory loss. And here comes Kara, and goes up to P10. Not bad lap from Kara. Anyone else on the lap? Let's have a look at Mansell. He's 2 tenths up on his time. 6 tenths now because he's just gone past the second set. He's now got purple. Let's see if Mansell can really improve here.
Yeah, I think he's on a good lap right now, and I just noticed it's less than 2 minutes to go into the session. So because of a wet qualifying session, we have had so much running. I don't know where these 18 minutes have gone by, but either ways, Mansell in the Haas is just one more corner to go, and this could see him jump a position or two.
Maybe more. And Mansell jumps up 3 positions up to second. A 45.319. Still not enough to beat Nadim, who's gone a 10 faster in his first sector. Let's see how he does in the second sector, which is about to finish off now. And he's done a 10 faster again. So Nadim aiming for a 45.0 maybe.
Yeah, he's keeping advantage into the second sector, but we have seen the third sector is the sector where a lot of drivers are unable to keep that advantage going. So maybe it's just the nature of corners, and let's see how Nadeem does here. He seems to be pretty comfortable in these conditions, and the rain has more or less stayed the same. The intensity of rain as he locks up going into the final corner. Let's see if this is going to be an improvement. It's a 45.
Oh my!
Oh, I
Well,
cannot deal with that lap time. That's just too fast right now.
okay. This is interesting. Well, well, well. And look at that. Cobalt has gone into second. So the
What a lap.
American has gone into second place on his home Grand Prix. Brilliant stuff from him. Let's go to Nelly. Oh, he's invalidated, but he's got one. He's still got another lap. He's got enough time to do another run.
Yeah, he has the time and the fuel, hopefully, as Velo in P4 has started his lap, so he has crossed the line in time. Let's.
Oh, Yukibibi just lagged out, so we'll keep on with Velo as he carries on with his lap. Actually, let's go to Morris Pace, who's just completed his run. He's done a 46.1. Very good lap there for Morris. Let's have a look at Mackett, who's going through the first sector. Doing a very good job at the moment. Nelly has gone 3/10 faster in his first sector. Velo on his 13th fastest, 13,000 fastest in the first sector. So Nelly's gone faster at the moment. And Mackett, he's still going strong at the moment. Though you could beat me, we'll get you back in soon. So Mansell has completed. So let's go back to Velo, who's gone a 10 faster. It's looking very good for Velo at the moment. Let's see if he can put this Alfa Romeo into a very, very good position. Here comes Velo towards the final sector of the track now. He's got a Merc in front of him who hopefully will stay out of the way. That's James TLH who stays out of the way wisely. Here comes Velo towards the line now. It's about to complete a very, very good qualifying in his first drive in SFR. Here comes Velo towards the line, and it goes P2. Very good lap from here. What about Nelly? Is he going to spawn the party, I wonder? Towards the line he comes, and Nelly will go into P4. Very good lap from him. As Mackett, he will go into P5, and he will go into the top 5. But Velo, big shout out to him. He'll be very, very pleased about that. Is the Alfa Romeo driver. Very, very good stuff from him. And Nadim will claim pole here in the American Grand Prix. I think you can beat me has rejoined us.
Yeah, I have joined, but I'm unable to join the lobby. I'll just see if I have spare invites because it says session does not exist, which is just perfect.
Yeah, I get that many times. So, here is our top 15, I should say, for this American Grand Prix. So, Nadim first, Velo second, Cobalt in third, Nelly in fourth, Mackett fifth, Mansell is in sixth, Morris is in seventh, Omex eighth, Carmen Rob ninth, James Tillage in 10th, Quinton 11th, Carr in 12th, Cassidy 13th, Schwaber 14th, and Magna in P15. So, that's our top 15 drivers competing for this American Grand Prix. We'd like to hear your predictions going into this race. It'll be very interesting to see how that one plans out. If Nadim, yeah, you can beat me. If you can't rejoin, I can send you a quick invite if you want.
Yeah, please do that. I've also requested Mansell to do that, but if you can do that as well. I know it will just ruin the stream by seeing those blue screens, but
Oh, the blue
I think I've
screen of
used.
death. And it is dry, so the drivers will get free choice and strategy. So The drivers are free reign, and they'll choose any tyre they can choose. There you go. That's the team invite. I keep saying the team for some reason. You can beat me is now
Yeah.
invited to the session. And see how the drivers will pick. It'd be very interesting what these 15 drivers will actually choose.
Yep, I'm in.
Decent. We're just waiting for Mansell to give the green light to all these drivers, and we'll be getting underway very soon. So what's your predictions then? You could beat me. Have you got any early guesses for the podium?
Uh, I think Nadeem for sure. So I'll go with Nadeem, Nelly, and Mansell for a change because he has had some bad luck in the past. So I really want to see him on the podium this time around. So I'll go with Nadeem, Nelly, and Mansell. But you cannot count out people like Omegs or even Morris Pace for that matter because those guys have been pretty consistent.
Not to
And
mention
Omex
Nelly as
somehow the
well.
other, yep, somehow the other they, especially Omex does find his way closer to the top. So you cannot ever count him out. But I think that's my prediction for now.
Andy Steiner says, well done, Velo P2. Good luck in the race. Well done, all drivers in the tricky conditions. I cannot agree with you there more. Let's have a look at the tyres. That's the big... Oh, no hard tyres then. You could be me. Very interesting.
Yep, no hard tires, and yeah, I am a little surprised, but not too surprised at all because it is possible, especially if those you have fresher soft tires, because these tires will not have done any qualification laps. It is possible to do softs to mediums or maybe a mediums to softs around here. So maybe that's what they're thinking. But if there's an early safety car, you could see a couple of those soft tires maybe jumping onto the hard tires and trying to go to the end.
It is possible to do the one-stop around here if you do 11 laps on the soft tyres, and then you could do 30 laps on the mediums, and then you'd be happy as roses to do the one-stop. If you want to do a two-stop, you could do soft, soft, medium, or you could do soft, medium, soft. That's a two-stop strategy, but that depends if you are very, very quick. Let's see how these drivers will crack on in this American Grand Prix circuit, created in 2012, of course. That was the first race running here, and now it's been a mainstay in Formula One ever since. As a
Yeah,
nickname
and let's
called
not forget
Kota.
this is the track where Kimi got his last win in the Ferrari car after I don't know what was 113 races or something. That's where he got his win in 2018. So I'm sure Kimi fans, which are a lot in number, have a special liking to this track as well.
Everyone loves a nice man. Oh, Nelly's been lagged out. Nelly
That's a
has been
shame.
lagged out. Oh dear.
Let
Yes,
me
you
see if I
were,
can
unfortunately,
quickly.
Nelly. You are the only one that's got disconnected. Oh dear. That is a big, massive shame. Just
Well,
before
I've
the
sent him
start
an
of the race
invite.
as well. Yeah,
Let's
go
see if he can
ahead.
join back. Yeah,
Hopefully
he's
you can
joined
get him
back.
before the
Thankfully,
start.
he has
Just see him
joined
get
back.
into his car before the start. You can see get the start. So Nadeem. Is about to line his AlphaTauri onto the front row. Velo in second place on his debut here in SFR. Great stuff for him. Cobalt, the American, in third place. Nelly in fourth. Mackett in fifth. That's pretty much what Mackett needs at the moment in P5 to get his championship hopes off, still within touching distance. We're just waiting for the red lights to come on. We see blue sky. We see some boards. We see a big massive tower. We see a hill. We see some people. I'm trying to name the stuff
But
as to
we,
go along. I see
yeah, but we don't
trees.
see red lights. We see the Aramco board as well, but we don't see the red lights for some reason. I hope the lobby is not glitched right now, Oliver.
Oh no, hopefully it's not the case. I think it's just because I think Nelly joined. I think that's the case. Um, I see more grass. I see more hill. I see a red piece of tarmac I can see. What else can I see from here? I see a front wing. That's a nice looking front wing in the AlphaTauri right there. Uh, yeah, I think with it. I think this is one of those lobbies that is going to be possible restart. So I've when you're saying you could be me, this track itself, it's a very characteristic track. Is it's like pretty much two elements. You've got downforce, you've got high speed as well. Is that a mixture in setup?
Yeah, it does, and that's where I think it has been one of the most confusing tracks for me when I'm trying to set up my car because I want that straight line speed in the second sector, the long straight where a lot of overtaking is possible, and to some extent the main straight as well, the start finish straight. But then you see the assist, then you see the very technical and slow speed third sector, and you want to also add downforce to the car. So it does confuse at least me because I don't know whether I should go for more downforce or lesser. But yeah, in qualifying it's easier, but in race it's a bit of a headache. As I see a lot of drivers leaving the session, so Oliver, I think this is going to be a lobby restart.
Okay, so we're going to main menu. We'll keep the string going until we get our invite. I still got the stream on my phone. I've got still got the football on my phone. They're just doing the team lineups at the moment. I will keep a close eye on that. Actually, it'd be a good time to watch a bit of football actually while we get this lobby restarted. While I'm still chatting my gums off. So like we said before, Yukavimi, they still got the fresh tyres. That's going to open the strategy a lot more. Are they still going to go for the same tyre? Or are they going to change up and think, well, I know, I want track position, I'm going to use the hard tyre? Or are they still doing the soft and medium?
Absolutely, and I think now they know what tires others are going for, so they then might want to change maybe their tire choices because now they know, or they would remember who's going on softs and who's going on mediums. So will that make them change? Because they don't necessarily have to start on a particular tire because it was a wet qualifying session. So we could see some changes, but yeah, I don't think we'll see any hard runners, at least for now, at least in the first stint. Uh, let's see. Oh, now the lights have started. So I think they started after Nelly left the session. So I
But pretty
think
much
that's
everyone's
definitely
left,
an
haven't
obvious
they?
set. Yeah, absolutely. And yeah, I can see your my team career, Oliver, where you have not gone past Bahrain. So
I've
good
pretty
luck.
much
Good
given up
luck
on
with
it.
that.
I've just given up on it, so don't you worry. I'll leave it that to next season.
Yeah, probably the next game where we have a story mode and a two-player career, which I am
I'm
really,
looking
really
forward to
looking
that.
forward to.
Yeah, let's have a little talk about that. You could be me. The next game coming up in July in 2 months' time. How you feel about the new game coming out? Are you pretty excited for it?
I am. I am. In fact, I think I'm gonna pre-order it sometime this weekend.
I already done
And
mine. I got the deluxe edition.
oh, you got the deluxe edition. Nice. So you'll have 3 days early access as well, I'm sure. But yeah, I think I'm pretty excited, especially for the story mode as well as the two-player career. I think that's something which I've been looking forward to almost since I've been playing these games. That why can't me and my teammate decide on R&D together? Why is it just one driver always? And it would be a lot of fun to have a co-op career, and probably finally someone has recognized that it could be a potential winning strategy as well as marketing of a game goes. So pretty excited about that. But if you are racing in a league, your career saves always take a back seat. So
It
not
does,
sure
doesn't it? Because
how it's gonna work out.
our career mode is league racing. That's our career mode.
Exactly. So let's see.
And also, we got 3 new tracks to look forward to, so that's going to be another feature that we're
Oh
going to be looking
yeah,
forward to
absolutely.
most.
Portimao is a track which I really, really want to drive on. The whole undulation and the altitude changes on the track is something which I'm really looking forward to. Imola as well, but definitely Portimao and the Jeddah track, which is not completed right now. I think it might come in later in the game, not at the start of when the game is released in July.
I think it'll be
But
the same for the Portimao and
for
Imola as
Portimao,
well.
yeah, yeah, it could be the same for those two tracks as well. So, but yeah, I'm really looking forward to those tracks.
So just get the lobby resetted, and then we'll be getting underway very, very soon. Uh, so yeah, I'm really looking forward to the new story mode. To be fair, I really am looking forward to it. I'm very intrigued how it's gonna go with the storyline. It's gonna be
Yeah,
very
and if
interesting.
you are familiar with the storyline they used in 2019, which I wasn't, but I have seen a lot of YouTube videos to familiarize myself with it, the much hated Devin Butler makes a return to the game. So,
Another a return of the arrogant Devon Butler.
absolutely. So, I think he has a pretty punchable face from what I hear. So, I'm looking forward to a few YouTube videos in terms of story mode because I want to see how people react. For me, it's a pretty fresh experience because I did not really play the game. I didn't purchase the game either because that's not when I was in league racing. So
And
this is
also,
my first game.
if you get the Deluxe Edition, you get 7 icon drivers now. Yeah, you do.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, you get those icons where you can play with Prost or Senna or Schumacher, if I'm not wrong, and a few others.
Coulthard.
Coulthard, yeah, Coulthard. I was surprised to see no Hakkinen there or Lauda, but that's probably some image rights they would have not gotten in time, maybe. But still, Rosberg as well. So it would be fun to see Rosberg and Hamilton go wheel to wheel if you are able to develop your car
Jensen
up
Button
to
makes
the
a return
Mercedes
as
level.
well.
Oh yeah, Jensen Button as well.
I think
So
that's the 7.
yeah, I think we have named all seven. But yeah, so the dualization gives you that those drivers which you can hire and can have as your teammates. So for people who are fans of those particular drivers, I think that is a real bonus.
It is indeed. So we're just waiting for everything to be done. We'll have a custom grid as Owen Mansell will be creating the grid. It's gonna be interesting to see how that one turns out. So one that the starts could be very tricky.
Yeah, it is, and since it's USA, it's a hairpin at the start of the lap. So turn one is basically hairpin, and it is going to be crowded for sure. We just hope everyone comes out in one piece and there are no carnages into turn one. But you can see drivers fighting for positions at the start of the lap because, especially except for the long straight into turn 12, I think it is, or turn 10. I'm not 100% sure. In sector 2, there are not a lot of overtaking opportunities around this track. And if you are stuck behind a driver who probably is behind another driver, so if it's a bit of a DRS train, you want that track position to help you along.
Indeed. So you got very good insight. So just waiting for everything to get ready up now, and then we'll be underway for sure. I'm looking at my phone every second because I can see that we're attacking now. Come on! Oh, damn it! I thought we were scored then. Damn it! So I got my Man United t-shirt on and supporting away. Yeah, we're about to get ready now. We're about to go back into the track, and then we'll be getting ready to go.
Back to racing, and I think that's pretty good time in which Mansell has created a lobby as well as set the custom grid position. So kudos to Mansell because that's pretty quick. I have been a part of a few lobby restarts, and I don't think the last time, and 15 is not a small number to put on a grid. So
I've done
kudos
it
to Mansell
before. It
for
was
being.
so long to do. My
It
God.
has exactly. It takes ages to do that. So I think kudos to Mansell and for everyone in the lobby because everyone joined. Because the most important thing for these restarts is you need to ensure everyone joins in as soon as possible so that you can put them in the correct grid order.
Yeah,
So
yeah, true.
so I would say this is a good start to the race from GP2, while the actual race start will still be after a couple of minutes. But this has been. I just hope no one forgets to load the setups because it is going to be a little bit of a challenge because you don't have your setups loaded on because qualifying is. But this Oliver could be a little interesting. Hear me out. It's because they knew it was a wet qualifying and they knew it was a dry race.
Yeah.
So some of them might have had maybe a compromise in a setup because qualifying was dry. But now they don't have to compromise on that at all because they can just go with their with the dry setup and run the race. They don't have to worry about qualifying anymore because it's a different lobby, so a different setup. Parfame rules do not
Indeed,
apply.
so you're very, very right about that one. So we're just waiting for to get the setups in and their tyre strategy. I'm gonna see the hard tyres making a starting appearance. I wonder. We never know. We've got to wait and see how these drivers approach it. You mentioned before about the start being turn one being so tricky because one, it's blinding, and two, you've got like cars around you who's fighting for position. But the S's section, that's another place at the start where you're gonna be so careful.
Yeah, you have to be, and dirty air is a thing in this SS section, so you need to account for dirty air, and you need to account for the loss of downforce when you are behind a car. So you can't take them normally if you are behind a car, and you have to choose your braking as well as steering inputs to ensure that you don't run out of track or you don't tag another driver and lose positions or worse get damaged.
So the drivers are just about nearly ready to go now for this race. And then we'll be seeing how it's going to turn out. What are the drivers going to pick?
So what would you do, Oliver, if you are one of those front runners in this situation where you are on the maybe the front or the second row? Would you choose inside line on this track at turn one, or would you rather be on the outside and take a kind of a wider line and probably avoid maybe a few cars?
I'll definitely take the inside line just to defend my position if I do get a good launch off the start. If I don't,
Hmm.
I will take the outside line and then I'll try to get good traction out of the corner. So that'll be one or two guesses I can take turn one. So we have no hard tie runners going into this race. Well, we'll definitely go with the aggressive people. Would you say people going opposite to others? So that'll be something to look out for.
Yeah, absolutely. And look at Cassidy and Shoaib in P13, P14, also choosing those soft tires. So this is going to be an interesting race. It's a good spread out of these tires. We have medium runners at the top of the field. We have a couple of them in the middle of the field. We have one at the bottom of the field as well. And soft tires are also spread out. So Shoaib has his connection issues again. And I
Ouch.
hope he has two sectors before he can take control of his car. So I hope he has spare and whites. But yeah, as I was saying, it's a good spread of the field, and that should make for very interesting races in first few laps as well, Oliver. But also at the end because that's when you will see different tire strategies and tire performances coming into play at the fag end of the race, where you will see a lot of battling, I'm sure.
Definitely. So we're just waiting for the team to come round to this track, and then we'll be definitely getting underway for 28 laps of this coaster circuit. What's America known for? So America's known for its NASCAR, obviously. It's monster trucks, it's rock bands, it's fast foods.
Fast
Um,
food, absolutely.
I want to think of anything else now. Rodeo, country music.
And because we are in Austin, Cowboys.
Yeah, definitely. The good old Texas. That was the most rubbishest accent I tried to do with American accent. I'm not going to do that
I'm
ever
not sure if you
again.
have seen that video, Oliver, as we are almost on the grid for the race start. But there's a video I think where it's Ricardo who's trying the Western accent, and I think he absolutely nails it. So because probably because it's similar to Australian, I'm not sure, but he did nail that accent. Either ways, I think the drivers have lined up for the race start. So Oliver, it's all yours.
Okie dokie then. So 15 drivers, one track, one winner. Let's see how these drivers will turn out today. 5 red lights. Go on, and once they go out, we go racing in Austin. As the Dean get a very good start there. Good launch off the line. Very aggressive there from Mackett in the middle as he tried to take on Nelly there. But Mackett gets a very good start. And then we got contact as Mackett spins into the Haas there. I believe it was Mansell. James Kalation with a very good start. And as they slide through the S's, pretty clean start, bit of bumpy bargee in the middle. We got a racing point now of Cassidy I believe he's in a fight with Kara, so we've got it down to this little duel down here. Oh, we got massive contact. I love it. Who's that just gone off? That was
It's Rob, Kevin Rob.
okay, fair enough. No one went off. Thank goodness for that. So we got Velo. Is that Velo changing for the lead there? It is as well.
Yes.
Velo is taking the lead. So no understanding that he's on the soft tyres. Nadeem was trying to get past him and hold him off. So here comes Nadeem now down the inside into the slow left-hander, and Nadeem clays back.
James.
We got big cars in the back as well. We got Velo still attacking Nadeem, and we got James TLH overtaking Nelly. And Velo, on his first Grand Prix appearance in SFR, is taking the lead as James TLH on Nelly again is overtaking it once more in Omex. What a start Omex has had. You could be unbelievable start from him.
Yeah, it has an absolutely brilliant start from Omex, but Nadeem, rather Nelly, has lost 3 positions there. He has lost one to Cobart, he has lost one to, who was it, James, and Mansell now, as well as Omex. So he has lost 4 positions there in one sector, Ollie, and that's probably down to him being pushed around a little bit since the turn 10 hairpin.
So we got Cassidy and Kyle and Rob on in the pits, and Kyle Rob has gone for the hard tyres, so he's going to the end. And we got Cassidy, very interesting, has gone to the soft tyres. As Mansell is under pressuring Omegs. Can he get past him? No, not this time around. Just JCLA's big lock up going into the hairpin. Velo is pulling away now from this group. Waiting for the lobby to reset, and now we'll be back on our timing screens once more. There we go.
But what a gap it has been from Velo. He has pulled out almost a 2-second gap to Nadeem. So,
and to be honest, he needs that. He needs that because he wants to minimize his pit stop time.
Yeah, he's on the soft tires as well, so he needs to maximize his first stint before he puts on a set of medium tires, maybe at the end of lap 10 or 11, as we saw on the strategy screen. But this is going to hurt the likes of Omex and James a little bit if they're not able to get past. As James, I think, has gained a lot of positions. He has gained 6 positions there as James in his Mercedes, and Omex has gained 5.
Very good stuff there from the gaining position drivers. As Mackett late on the brakes there against Nelly. Mackett needs to get past Nelly and Omegs if he wants to stay in the title race. P8 would not do for him in any world of favours. If Mackett was up there now, you could beat me in first place, and with Nelly and Omegs in 5th and 7th, that's going to help him in the title race. But him being in P8 is not going to do the world of good.
Yeah, he needs to make these moves stick, and if he has any chances, and he's on the soft tire, so again, like Velo, like James, like Omegs, they need to make use of these soft tires in the first stint, because if the medium runners can stick with them, then it's a problem at the end of the race, because medium runners will be that much faster as Omegs tries a move, but it's not going to work out, and Omegs stays in P5 as it's a little bit of a train forming behind Nadeem right now, and Nadeem and Cobalt, who are the medium runners, are holding these soft runners up, and look at the gap, Oliver. It's 4.3 seconds, 4.4 now at the top.
He needs that. Velo needs that. I think he needs to create somewhat near around an 8-second gap most to really minimise his pit stop time. That'll be dream days for Velo. James TLH gets a penalty for multiple warnings on first one of the day. As Cobalt, our American driver, is about to make a move on Nadeem, and the Red Bull driver now for Tauri. In real life F1, they're sister cars, but not in SFR, of course. And Cobalt will not get past Nadeem this lap.
Here's Omegs. Almost trying to move on. James again is getting really impatient, and that has brought Mansell into the fight. Mansell got really interested for a moment there. Let's see if he's able to make a move on Omex.
Oh,
There's
Nelly's
Nelly is
out!
retired.
Nelly's out!
Nelly.
Oh no, Nelly, safety car is out! Oh, Velo, that's not out, Velo.
We might see some pit stop on hards here.
Would you go hard to the end?
Not on this track, honestly, because hards will be slow, like quite slow, and I would rather have a pit stop in green flag conditions because you don't lose a lot of time right now on this track. So I might stay out, but then again, I am a GP4 reserve, and these are GP2 full-time drivers. So
Well, Velo is a
I would.
GP2 reserve, so but he's an experienced driver, Velo. He has done a lot of league racing. So at least let's see how he does. Is he coming in?
He is not staying out. Is Nadeem coming in? Nope. Neither is Ace. Omax is in, I think. Omax is in on those soft tires. And Oliver, I think he's probably going to the hards. Let's see over here.
Yeah, 2 seconds. He could be me. He's got something a little something out.
Yep.
All right, I'm back now. So yeah, Velo has not pitted, but we have got 4 drivers in: Cassidy, Mackett, Morris, and Omegs.
Omex had a wing change, and that is why he has pitted on those hard tires. So he would be hoping to go to the end. Mackett has pitted on a set of soft tires, and Mackett is
Mackett's pitted for mediums.
mediums rather mediums.
Oh,
right.
and he's got to fight like a penalty for clinching car and Rob. Let's have a look at the car because it might be a. Oh, who's that gone off? That's Nadeem. Nadeem's gone off. Nadeem's gone off, and he's got to fight like a penalty for collision with James Tillage. So let's have a look at Mackett's car first. Is there any damage on that McLaren? Let's have a look at it. There's no damage on that car, so you can't get that appealed. Let's have a look at James's car. Is there any damage on that Merc? Let's have a look at it. No, not far as I'm aware of.
No, I don't see any damage on the Mercedes. So he is running in P2, and let's see. They will have to pit in the next 6 or 7 laps. I think now they would want to extend that soft stint a little bit, but it has not turned out well for Nelly at all, and he would be ruining his chances because I'm not sure what the gap was to Omex in the championship, but it was around 14 points or so, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah.
And his DNF is not really going to help him in his championship fight, as Mackett's still around.
So he really needs to hope and pray now that Omex has a disaster show in this race.
Absolutely, and that happens rarely, so
I love that. It happens rarely. I love it. So what's Velo going to do then? Because he was having an amazing first stint. He was like, wasn't nearly around 5 seconds above second. He was pulling the gap he needed.
He did not pit the first chance he got under the safety car where he had a bit of a gap. So now he is committed into staying out, and he will stay out until lap 12 if my maths is right, and I think that's the tire life of those soft tires, because he will not be able to.
He can go to lap 14 if he wants to. He can really minimize that medium stint if he wants to.
Yeah, correct, but that it depends on how much tire life he has, and if he's really gaining time by staying out on those soft tires, or if he's not losing time behind or ahead of other drivers. Because if someone like Mansell or James, who are also on those soft tires, put an undercut on him, he has to be wary of these guys as well. And obviously Omegs, Kevin Robb and Nadeem are on hards and will go to the end now. So he has to try to build, maybe not a pit stop gap, probably that's not going to happen in a span of 6 to 8 laps, but he has to try to build as much of a gap he can, both him and James rather, to ensure that they are able to come back at these hard runners and medium runners, of course, at the end of the race. But I think being on the medium tires is probably the safest option right now, since if you started on the softs, you can go 2 pairs of mediums from now, and 14 laps comfortably on, rather 12 laps comfortably on each of them should be fine. 11 to 12 laps. Yeah.
And we got Silas says, "Go Velo, go!" Pretty much a Velo fan. Nelly said, "It wasn't my fault. I don't know if it was Mackett's fault, but that's the title over." He also goes on and says, "I won't give up to the end, of course, but that's a bad week if it's been for racing. You never know. Don't give up, my man. Do not give up at all."
Yeah, that's what we like to hear. Don't give up until it's actually over. And I think Nelly will be stronger next race. And I think will really show what he's made of. And he got a podium, to be fair, last time around in Japan. So he definitely has the pace as he has shown it for the entirety of the season. So I'm sure he'll be back for a lot of racing.
Here we go. So
Final
Velo
3 rounds.
is
Is the
about to
safety car in this lap?
start.
Yeah.
Velo's about to restart us off, and there he goes. He's put the gas down, he's put his foot down. Good restart from Velo. Let's see what Cobalt can do. Carwerell's got a penalty, 3 seconds for multiple warnings for exceeding the track limit. So here he goes down to the end. Cobalt late on the brakes, and let's see if he can try and get past him on the go towards the hairpin. We need to stick with him. And look at Velo, he's quick, isn't he? Put a second already on these guys.
It's really quick on those soft tires, and maybe it's not just the soft tires, maybe he is that quick around this track, Oliver, because to pull a gap of a second in a sector, it's not a joke. It's absolutely insane speed he's showing right now, and it's James who is under pressure.
Almost put 1.5 seconds alone in that first sector. That's incredible. As Cobalt, the American, in his home Grand Prix, it's about to go down the inside of JCLH, and with those minutes compounds on, he's going to go into second place. So good work there from Cobalt, and he will now start to chase down a very, very quick Alfa Romeo.
Absolutely, and Cobalt is on those medium tires, so he has made that move early. And in a lap or two, Oliver, I think medium tires will be the faster tire. So that's the time which Velo has.
Oh, Morris Pace has spun! Morris Pace has spun! He either made contact or he's just spun it, but that's it's bad news for him. We got James and Mansell fighting. James is in the pits. JTLH has committed to a stop.
Let me see if he has wing damage, because this does not make sense to me.
You check that, buddy.
No wing damage, so it's a pit stop on another set of soft tires. So I don't understand the decision, because he has not done even one full lap on under green flag conditions out of the safety car. So why would he not pit earlier? I'm not sure. Shoaib, what's happening with Shoaib? Something happened with Shoaib.
I do not know what's going on with Shoaib at the moment.
Oh, that's absolutely glitching which is going on. Don't even bother going on board with him.
We'll ask you at the end of this race. We'll give him an ask. We'll give him a mention. Yep. But look at the gap. The Velo's porting out nearly 3 seconds.
That's as Quinton is on the back of Magna right now. Let's see if Quinton is going for a dive bomb here. He doesn't. Omex stays behind. And all this battling is actually helping Omex here, because he doesn't have to use his tires that much. He can save his battery, and from the next lap onwards, he can stay in the DRS of these drivers and just comfortably pull along.
Omex is in a McLaren sandwich at the moment, so this should be very fun for Omex in a McLaren sandwich. Mackie needs to get past Omex if he wants to stand any chance of in his title fight. Look at that. Cobalt has got a penalty now for exceeding the track limit. Big dive on the brakes there from Mackett. Look at that. They're trying to break the toe. The drivers know all about that too well. Makes one move and that's it. You're done for. And now they're going to turn 1. And no moves at the moment. And we got an off. Have we got an off somewhere? No, just a glitch. Flags. It's just phantom flags.
That's just yellow flags without anyone else on the track. But Mackett is really wanting to get past right now. He must be so frustrated in that McLaren, because he knows he has the pace, he knows he has the tires, but he's just not able to get past right now. As Omex will have DRS on the back straight. Let's see how this is going to turn out. Mackett will have the traction advantage over him. Look at how close Mac, he loses the car on the exit there.
A good traction there from Omex going out to the corner. Very fair place to him. Cassidy is looking very, very tasty behind Carmen Rob. Carmen Rob defends hard, but he's having a little look at Mackett, but no dues there. 3.8 the gap now between Velo and Cobalt. Now nearly around 4 seconds.
Yeah, and Quinton is getting interested in this fight. He wants to get past Magna here, who has not been able to overtake Kara, and Schwab has left the session, so more connectivity problems for Schwab. The Mercedes driver,
I know those issues.
Yeah, and the Mercedes are running 13 and 14 right now, so not a good day for the Silver Arrows, who are not so silver anymore, but either ways, here is Quinton, and Quinton has used up a lot of fuel and probably battery as well, trying to get past Magna, which has not happened yet. Let's see how this turns out.
Can we give Kara a shout as well? You could be, he's running P4 at the moment, right behind Mansell, 3.4 behind him, but he's doing very well in those medium tires at the moment. Of course, hasn't made a stop yet, but...
And he's keeping these guys behind, and he is not stopped yet, and he has gained... Oh, Magna goes wide, and...
I'll go 3 wide here, this is great stuff, great work there! And Omex picks another spot, Mackett has hit the back of Omex! Mackett hit the back of Omex, but Mackett will take advantage of that and push himself into P5 for some reason, wow!
So Mackett, while trying to overtake his championship rival, has actually helped him out.
And he got front wing damage. So Mackett...
Yeah, and his teammate has lost out as well. Quinton has lost out as well. He has lost a position to Magna and Omex both because of that late braking by Mackett, who probably is going to come into the pits now. I don't think... I think he has damage for sure.
He has damage on the left-hand, right-hand side of that McLaren.
Yeah.
Bit of a shame. But that's racing for you. So Mackie will come in, and most likely he'll probably put on a set of soft tyres.
Yeah, I've got bad news for you, Oliver.
Yes, my friend.
Either way, okay, should know. Right, it's Magna who's on the back of Omex now. So it was Magna who went wide in at the exit of Sector 1. And Cassidy, what happened to Cassidy? Oh, that's into the pits.
He's retired in the pits.
Yeah, it's into the pits, so I don't think that will bring out any safety car or VHC of any sort. But this is really going to help Omex right now, since he is in a little bit of a free air on those hard tires, and Kara will be pitting maybe in 5 laps or so.
Yeah.
So Omex has...
Oh, you what? No way Villarreal just scored, you absolute melts. God damn it.
That is the bad news I was going to share with you, but now you have it, so let's...
You plonkers. I mean, I can say anything else but that. Oh, Velo's got a penalty now. Oh, that's a shame.
Yeah, he's pulled a 5-second gap, but probably pushing too hard and has gotten himself a penalty. And I think the only close battle we have is for P7 right now, Oliver, as Nadeem and Quinton are battling with Kevin Robb just behind.
Let's have a look at Nadeem now, closing in on Quinton. Oh, it's close, but not close enough there for Nadeem. So we're at 11 laps now for the soft runners now, and that will be Velo and Mansell. Are they going to feel the tie wear now? You could be me. Is the tie wear going to come to effect now?
I think so for Mansell and Velo, both of them. Maybe a lap or two, and they would be thinking about pitting. And the medium tires which they will pit on will comfortably go to the end. I think what Velo should be, he's in first place, so he can see the gap to Omex right now. And if I see the gap to leader, it's 10 seconds right now. So I think the soon as the team is going on a move, Oliver, on
And
Quinton, and he could
and he
potentially
is. So
pass
the
us.
team will go down the inside of Quinton. He'll push himself into seventh. Good work there from the team. He had a spun into safety car. Colin Rob now gets past the McLaren. What's happened to Quinton? He spun. Quinton has spun it. Oh dear. So Quinton has spun into P11. So both McLarens are now 12, 11 and 12 now.
Yeah, not a good day for McLaren. Quinton, I think, spun at the exit of that hairpin after being overtaken, and he's on tires which are not that old for a medium tire. He can still go 4 laps comfortably on that on those tires. So I'm not sure what
Mansell's
has
in.
happened. As Mansell, it is that's a good decision. He's going on a set of mediums, and I think Velo should be in the next lap because if he wants to win this race, he needs to have enough time to catch the likes of Omegs and yeah, just Omegs rather, because everyone else is going to pit. So he needs to have that time. He needs to have those number of laps to pass Omegs. And right now, the gap is 11 seconds, which will be around 11 seconds in the favor of Omegs when Velo pits. So let's see how this is going to turn
And
out.
Velo needs to pit this lap if he wants to cover off Mansell as
And Omegs
Omegs
is
is.
fighting. Yeah,
And here
yeah.
comes Omegs on the back of Kara, and Omegs will take third place away from Kara. And don't forget, like you said, Omegs is going to the end. He can get to the end on his tyres super comfortably because he's on the harder compound.
He is. So right now he's in clean air, and those hard tires might just be a little bit quicker than the soft tires. Velo is on. Is Velo in? He
Yes,
is
he
in.
is. Right. Get to Mansell.
Oh no! He gets another 3 second time
Oh,
penalty,
no.
and that
Uh,
is while entering the pit. So this is a mistake which I made as well in one of the races because I forgot that track limits exist in the pit entry as well, and this will really cost him quite badly here. So basically, he has 6 seconds of time penalties and Omex with none. So if he is
where
able to catch up to
has he
Omex and
has he
pass
covered
him,
off Mansell, I wonder? He has covered off Mansell. He's stayed ahead of him. So good one there for Velo for covering off Mansell, but what at what cost with those penalties?
yeah, he has basically he has to pull out a 6 second gap to Omex, who doesn't have any penalties so far. And that is easier said than done because Omex is practically running in free air right now because Cobalt ahead of him should be coming in a couple of laps.
So we're watching Magna at the moment on the back of the team, two Alpha Tauris and Karin Rob. So we got Red Bull technically in 4, 5 and 6 respectively, and we got the other Red Bull in the lead. It's nice to see though, two Alpha Tauris and a Red Bull. As
Yep,
Karin
and I wonder
Rob
what is.
hits, pretty much touches the back of Magna, have a little look down the inside, and now Karin Rob now will take the inside line. Great move there for Karin Rob there, down on the inside of that corner. That's not an easy place to overtake there.
What a move. That was a brilliant move. That was a classic overtake in that section of the track where you want to take a wider entry because you want to maximize your exit, but Kevin Rob just sent it down the inside and made it stick,
Velo with
and that was
another
it. Oh,
penalty.
well, I think there goes his race win for now, as he's behind Morris Pace, and that should be an easy overtake. He will have to go around the outside, so not a very easy overtake as Morris tries to fight it, but Velo is through. But that is a lot of penalties, Oliver, for someone who is showing the kind of pace, and he got his another 3 second just while entering the pits, and this is his first lap after exiting the pit. So basically, he has got 3 warnings within a lap, which does not bode well for him if he wants any chances of that race win.
He's got 9 seconds worth of penalties. I don't know if that's going to even be possible, but this is Velo we're on about here. He's a quick driver, but at what cost?
Yeah, and there could be people like Cobalt, Kara as well, who would be pitting on those soft tires, and because like they have penalties as well, but then not 9, I'm sure. So I hope Velo is on for a podium here because he has driven a wonderful race so far. But if he's not consistent with his corners in terms of extending track limits, he might lose out on a podium as well.
So let's go to Nadim, who's on the back of Kara now. 14 laps now on those medium tyres. Cobalt will not box at the end of this lap. Kara will box at the end of this lap, so Kara's in.
Kara is in, I think 13 laps should be enough on those softs.
Velo, fastest lap, 33.5.
And he is.
And he's just past Magna, I believe.
Yeah, he was just making a move on Magna, and he's past the Alpha Tauri. And I won't be surprised if he's able to get past Kevin Robb as well at the end of the DRS straight in Sector 2.
Velo is absolutely flying.
He is indeed. And right now, Oliver, he is 4 seconds behind maybe Omex, so in no time he will be on the back of Omex right now.
He's 10 seconds off the lead as well, so the lead is still catchable, but it's just those penalties he's got over his head at the moment. As Velo is going to take Kyle Robb at the end of this at the end of the straight, and he's going to run the outside. Velo, can he get the move done on Carmen Robb? Going down the inside, it's going so close, wheel to wheel. And he gets the move done. So Velo into 4th now.
And he has got the 2 hard runners in front of him who are going to the end.
And Cobalt's in.
Yeah, Cobalt is in. Let's see where he comes out with respect to Kara, who was quite a few behind, so we expect Cobalt to come out quite ahead of Kara, but let's see where he comes out. I think it will be in P8. Let's see.
I think he's going to be right behind the house boys, I think.
Yeah, you're right. He will be behind Morris Pace, who is yet to pit, and I don't think he'll be able to take those medium tires to the end.
Look at Velo go! He's right behind the team already! This guy's unreal.
He's got a lot of pace, and he is probably going to make a pass here if I'm not wrong. Let's see if he is able to make use of these fresh medium tires and the insane pace which he has. And I think Nadim is just going to stay ahead for now.
Yeah, you'll just stick ahead for now, but Velo, if you was Omex right now, you're thinking, I was the quick driver in GP2, but now this kid's come along. I'll be thinking to myself, if this guy was in the championship fight, well.
And you know what, Oliver? I think he's definitely going to catch Omex by next lap or at the end of next lap. Because it's almost a certainty he'll be passing Nadim at the start-finish straight. He has 10 laps after this, and the kind of pace he's showing right now, I wouldn't put it past Velo to get that gap of 9+ seconds, but he has to ensure he's penalty free for the rest of the race,
and he's going to run the outside, and the D can he get the move done? This is for 2nd place, and the D covers him.
Good defending, really good defending from Nadim, and this is basically helping out Omex in the long run. And let's see how this works out for the next few laps, as Nadim has absolutely depleted his ERS. You can see his red light is flashing right now. So Nadim putting everything he has into that Alpha Tauri and trying to stay ahead, because he knows the lesser laps Velo has in free air, the lesser chances of him getting that race win. And Nadim has
are you saying then he needs to get past Nadim, which he will do now? Then he's got to get past Omex as soon as possible so he can get out of that 9-second window that he needs to win this race.
Yeah, absolutely, because I'm not sure how many warnings Omex or Nadim have, but it seems like they might not get any penalties throughout the race, and he will be on the back of Omex.
Like now.
As I said, right now. So, as expected, he's on the back of Omex right now, And if he's able to get past Omegs at the start finish straight, let's see. Let's see if that really happens. But Kevin drop behind is getting a lot of penalties. He's running P11 right now on those soft tires. He's getting another. What's happening with him right now? I really don't know. But
Carlos on
here
15
goes
seconds worth
Velo.
of penalties. And look at this. This is Velo for the race lead. He only just stopped 2 laps ago. And he's just taken the lead of the Grand Prix over Omex. Unbelievable stuff from Velo. He just stopped 2 laps ago. Well, technically 3 or 4 laps ago, but you know my point.
Yeah, he stopped 3 laps ago. And Kevin drop. Okay, so I really need to go on board with him. I'm not sure what's happening here, but he is getting 3 second time penalties at almost every corner here, and I'm not sure what to say here because he's.
That's another penalty for Rob.
Is he trying? Is he trying a disqualification here?
Oh, no, that's mate. Oh, caught the end of that as well.
Yeah, I did as well.
He gave up in the air, but that's I can understand the frustration, but I wouldn't do that.
Yeah.
Never mind.
Anyway, so the gap at the front will increase now, and Velo will just fly away on those medium tires. But what remains to be seen if he's able to pull out that gap, and because those medium tires as well, Oliver, while they are durable as compared to the soft tires, but they are less durable than those hards. So he needs to ensure that they have performance until the end of the race because he would need that performance and is able to pull out a gap as Omex locks up a little bit going under that corner. And something which we missed is Cobalt, I think, has overtaken Mansell for P3 right now.
Yes, he has. So Cobalt is going to try and start the chase down on Omegs. So, and that is a Mercedes spun. That's Shoyab, I think. No, that's JCLH. So JCLH is spun. And Morris Pace gets a 3-second time penalty. The penalties are flying in at the moment.
Yeah, the track is such, honestly, especially at DSS and the penultimate corner where it's very easy to cut the corners, and that's where I think most of the drivers are getting caught out. But it would, if James gets another, he gets a 5-second penalty. I've never seen. I mean, I've seen those.
He's been in the pit lane. He's been in the pit lane and retired. So that's the Mercs of JCLH out. So
we have this 11 drivers.
And is now chasing down Omegs. 2.6 behind. We're going to try and keep an eye on this gap here because this is going to be an interesting fight in between Cobalt and Omegs.
Yeah, and Cobalt is going to catch him because you can see him closing up to Omegs every corner. But again, it's all about penalties right now because Cobalt has 6 seconds worth of penalties and Omegs doesn't seem to have any penalties in this race, and I think he's going to go penalty free, as is Mansell, who probably might not finish on the podium despite not having penalties right now. Let's see how
he needs to stay within 6 seconds of Cobalt to stand any chance of getting a podium today as Mansell.
And is already 4 seconds behind, so let's see if that happens, as Cobalt is now going to get DRS on the back straight on Omegs.
So got just about 9 laps around. Trying to think now, it's about 7 laps to go for Velo to gain 9 seconds. That's a hard task. Is it possible? I do not know. Here comes Cobalt on the back of Omegs, and he will take 2nd place in what they know, because now he needs to pull out the gap now of 6 seconds. And that means he's got to overtake Velo.
As it stands, Cobalt could win the race or finish ahead of Velo because of time penalties. He has to be within 3 seconds and he is 3.2 behind now, but on those faster soft tires. So
going to be
Anything
very
could happen
intriguing
right
to
now.
see.
I'm not entirely sure who's actually going to end up on the top side of the podium, because with 6 laps to go, I think there is a lot of drama still here to stay.
I think so too. So, Cobalt chasing down Velo. As you can see, he's got 3 seconds to catch. Then he's got to gain 6. Well, pretty much three. So pretty much Cobalt, because since Velo has got a 9-second penalty, Cobalt's got 6. So Cobalt needs to pull out 3 seconds on Velo. Really, he needs to get his skates on, actually catch down Velo as soon as he can. And Mansell gets a 3-second penalty now, so he's under pressure to lose a position, but not really. No, not really. He's 6.1 ahead of the team, so he's pretty much safe now. Is Mansell?
Yeah, he's safe for now, and I think that's where he will finish unless Nadim can catch up, because he's on those soft tires and they would have a lot of performance advantage on the mediums.
It's been a calm race for GP2, would you say? You could be. It's been very, very calm race today.
Yeah, it has been calm. I think there was just one safety car at I think one of the few initial laps, I think lap 3 or lap 4. Apart from that, we have seen a couple of retirements in the pit lane, but apart from that, no major incidents as such, and that's always good to see. Fair racing, as Cobalt is within those 3 seconds. So as it stands, Cobalt will finish ahead of Velo, but both of them will finish behind Omegs, who is on 17 laps hard tires.
So
So
really, they need to hope and pray that Omex gets his penalty, so Cobalt can win this race by merit that he has lesser penalties.
yeah, Omegs. So they would be also hoping that Omegs tires fall off a cliff, which usually doesn't happen with hard tires. They are so durable; they can go on and on. He can probably use it in the next race if he wants to. So that's how durable
And
they
they'll
are.
still be fine.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think Mexico is the next race, if I'm not wrong, and they might just use him there, and they would go on for 10 more laps. Either ways, jokes apart, the gap is increasing. So he's pulling that gap on Omex right now. The gap is 3.6 seconds now after being overtaken. As Mackett gets a time penalty as well. So let's see how many penalties he has. At 6 seconds of time penalties. And that's not really going to affect his position because Quinton is 20 seconds behind. It has gone horribly wrong for the McLarens, who were running so good at the middle of the race,
And
and they were
it's
looking
sad to
for a
say
very
that
good start.
Mackett will be out of the championship fight now officially because of this result today.
Yeah, absolutely, and it's a huge blow to his chances for the championship, as you said. But along with Nelly here, because Nelly has had a DNF and Omex is going to finish on the podium, so probably
So, next
the
race
three.
possibly to wrap it up?
I think the captain might not be enough to do that, but we'll have to check until the standings are actually published. But I'm not sure if they will have enough gap, because with 4 more races to go, uh, basically Omex needs a gap of 26 points a
Oh,
race,
Velo,
which
no, he's
is
definitely not winning this race now.
oh,
He's definitely not
that's a
winning
low
this
point.
race. So it's down to Cobalt. So let's have a look at Morris. He's just currently P8, about 4.9 behind Magna. He's doing okay at the moment. He's just romping around the circuit. Let's see what the penalties are saying. Morris is on 3 seconds penalties. Magna's on 9. So Morris will get 7th place. By my maths are correct, which they normally aren't. So now it's down to Omex really. You could be if you can get this 2nd place. Well, the 1st place for Cobalt. Cobalt needs to pray now for Omex not to get a penalty.
Yeah, well, I think Cobalt is going to pull out that 6 second gap which he needs to Omex, because
True,
look at the
true
gap. It
point.
was
It's so close now.
Yeah, it's 5.3 already, and with 4 laps to go, let's have a look at tire life. And 6 laps on those softs is not a lot, so the softs still have some pace in them, and I think he will be comfortable for that. He just needs to ensure he doesn't get any more time penalties, and even if he's driving safely within the track limits and not really pushing too hard, just because of the
So,
purchase he will get out of snow corners, he'll
so
be able
what
to
you're
pull out that
saying
gap.
is That Cobalt can't get another penalty. He's on the cusp of breaking his 6-second window. So he needs to hope that Omex gets a penalty, he doesn't get one. And if he does get another penalty, the race is definitely Omex.
If he does get another penalty, Cobalt, I think the race is Omex because I mean the gap is 6
There's the
seconds
six
now.
second window. He's above
Yeah,
the 6 second window. So Cobalt is in that 6 second window now. Can he maintain it?
that's the hard part. And if he's looking at the timing screen right now, this is where the pressure starts to build up of the final few laps of the race. And let's see, he just needs to stay penalty free right now. He doesn't even need to push right now, and he will be comfortable where he's. And Omex, while we say and we have joked about the hard tires being durable, at the same time they don't have a lot of pace. Either way, this Quinton gets a penalty as well.
So this is the running order on lap 25. Velo leads, but that's going to change when Cobalt crossed the line on lap 28. If he can maintain his gap to Omegs, which it is doing superb with nearly 7 seconds now. So, and then we go to Mansell in P4, who's 2.2 behind this battle. We got Nadim in P5, Kara in P6, Magna in P7, Morris in P8, McLarens of Mackett and Quinton are P9 and 10, and Shoyab, who has high connection issues, who's still technically in the race in P11. So that is the running order.
The gap is 7 seconds now, Oliver, and this is probably Cobalt's race to lose right now. He just needs to do what he has been doing in the past 26 laps, and he will win his home race. Is this his home race, I think?
It is his home race, yeah.
That's a special feeling and probably special motivation as Nadim now has caught up to Mansell. The gap is just over 1 second right now.
I've been waiting for a fight.
And you've got one.
As Mansell's other half, Simo, Mansell's girlfriend, is cheering him on in the grandstand, saying, "Let's go, Mansell." Well, he's got a bit of a fight now because now he's got Nadim on his backside. It's all or nothing now. Cobalt, nearly 7.5 now. Technically, it's a second and a half ahead of Omegs. And this fight between Mansell and Nadim, Nadim doesn't need to fight Mansell. He's always ahead of him on penalties, but what do I know? It's Nadim. He wants to fight.
You know what? If Nadim can get past Mansell here, because he certainly has a lot of pace right now, and push on a little more, he can actually finish ahead of Velo, who is the race leader right now. So imagine a driver in P5 who is battling for P4 finishing ahead of the driver who's currently P1, and that's all down to time penalties. So,
Matthew Hayden says Morris for the win. Well, and Nadim gets his penalty.
did I just put the commentator's curse? I think I certainly did.
I think you might have done that, yeah. So the only driver has not got penalties is Omegs. How about that? And here are the penalties. Vettel with the most at the moment with 12 seconds worth of penalties. Cobalt on 6. Omegs with nothing. Then it's 3 seconds for Mansell, Nadim and Kara. Fair play to Kara, he's in P6, so very well done to him. Magna, who's on 9 seconds. Morris Pace is on 3. Mackett is on 6. Quintus on 3 and Shoyab on 6. I've got a bit of the hiccups now. So, we're on the last lap. And Nadim, I think he should be okay because he's on... For now, really, he's in a fightful position now. He's in a fightful position with Mansell.
Yeah, now we cannot just wait and wait
and
for
here
the finish line.
Down the inside goes Nadim on the last lap on Mansell. And gets the move done. Mansell will try to switch back move on him, but no, he's not going to get in this time. So Mansell is got to stick within that DRS zone of Nadim, and he's got to get past him. No!
Oh,
None is it!
that's
Fight done! Oh, none is it! Mansell,
that's
6 seconds worth.
yeah. So that's twice in 2 laps. We have put the commentator's curse on these drivers, and I hope they don't want the stream back because I expect a lot of angry messages for the two of us, Oliver.
We can't predict the future. So Cobalt, as we're riding along with Cobalt, the American racer in his home
You
Grand
know,
Prix.
he has dropped pace to Velo here, and I know this is the last lap, by the way, Oliver, but he's just
Yes.
7 tenths to safety as Nadim and Mans are fighting back. I think there was a change
All
in
in
position,
vain.
maybe. Yeah, it is going to be Nadim who's going to take that position, but Velo will cross the line in first,
And
but
here
he will
comes Velo
lose.
to cross the line first. And Cobalt, 5.5 behind him. What's the gap going to be? It's 3/10 of a second. Cobalt takes it by only just.
And look at the gap which Omex has. He's not going to finish ahead of Velo, I think. Yeah, he is not because he
So
has lost so much
Velo
time.
gets his first ever podium in SFR in his racing debut with us. Nadir gets 4th, Mental gets 5th, Omegs with 3rd place. Well done to Kara with a beautiful 6th place. Well done to him. Magna in 7th, Morris Pace crashes out into the wall in style. He'll get 7th as the McLarens. And this is going to be such a shame for Mackett. Oh, he's going to be out of the title fight now, isn't he? He's not going to be happy with this result. As You Could Beat Me is going to add the drivers in. I can hear him typing away on his lovely controller.
Is that too loud, Oliver?
No, you carry on, my man. And Quinton will come home in P10 to take the last points paying decisions. I know. I might have commented to curse at some other drivers. I know. But I can't predict the future. So, Magna gets driver of the day. Who's your driver of the day? You Can Beat Me. Who do you think you take your driver of the day for?
I think I would go for probably Velo here. I know he didn't win the race, but I think still the kind of drive he has had to challenge for the win and almost getting it by just losing out by 3 tenths, and the kind of moves he made and the kind of strategy he made work. He didn't go for the safe strategy, and that's probably why I think he's my driver of the day.
And here is our points pay positions for the United States Grand Prix in Austin, Texas. Cobalt takes first, Velo second, Omex in third, Nadim is in fourth, Mansell fifth, Kara sixth, Morris Pace in seventh, Magna in eighth, Mackett ninth, Quinton in 10th, Shoaib in 11th, and this is your DNF runners, James TLH, Karen Robb, Cassidy, and what a surprise, Nelly, P15, and with Oris pitching P3. You Could Beat Me. That will not be good for his title chances.
Yeah, not good at all, and I think this title, while there are still 4 races to go after this one, Omex has really good chances now.
So Cobalt is with us. And we're going to wait for... It's been a long time since I've spoken to you, Cobalt. We're still friends, of course. It's been a while since we spoke.
Yeah, it's been a while.
It has been a while. We're just going for the other drivers to come in. And then we'll get the interviews going.
Yeah, let's wait for Omex and Velo to join in.
I would love to speak. It's going to be our first time to hear from Velo. That'd be great to hear.
I don't know if Vela knows if there's interviews.
Hopefully he does know.
Does Olmegs usually join?
Possibly.
I think he did last time, but once he didn't, so Not entirely sure if he's up for it this time around.
My son Velo says Andy Styler. I think that's a father, I think, of Velo, I think. Fair play to him. Your son gets a podium. If you are the father of Velo, fair play. Well done to your son to get his first podium with us in SFR. Hopefully, many big things to come as a reserve. And you never know, you could get a full-time seat with us here at Speed Force Racing. I don't think anyone else is coming.
Yep.
So he is the father of Velo. You Could Beat Me. He is. Fair play to him. Well, congratulations to your son for getting his podium. Well done to him. I think we'll start the interviews now. I think You Could Beat Me.
Yeah, I think we can start here.
Yeah. So do you want to kick off with Cobalt if you want to? You Could Beat Me if you want to ask the first question.
Yeah,
Be my
yeah,
guest.
absolutely. So, Cobalt, first of all, congratulations on your race win. And I think it has been a great drive from you in your home race, I'm being told. So, must be a special feeling to win that race. And describe your strategy, because we saw a lot of different strategies, rather just two to pick from. A couple of people starting from on the soft tires and starting on medium. So, what was your strategy going in? Were you at all considering going on the softs, or from the moment you saw wet qualifying all the way, you had made up your mind to go on those inter tires?
As soon as I saw the qualifying, I knew starting on mediums is going to be like the best choice, because the softs are like a second faster a lap than the mediums. So I was thinking better get the mediums, stretch them out I could have stretched my mediums out like another 2 laps, but I was losing time to the cars behind. And then hop on the softs, and then hope that I pulled a gap, because my 6 seconds were pretty clumsy. Every single warning was pretty clumsy on my part. But after I got that final warning, my 6 seconds, I haven't got one ever since that. But yeah.
Right. And about the safety car, were you tempted to go on to the hard tires, as we saw a couple of drivers did go to the hard tires, and we were also predicting some people to be in and trying to go to the end. So was that ever a call, or were you always committed to going to the softs at the end?
I was sticking to my plan with the softs. I wasn't going to go to the hards, because I knew the hards weren't going to go to the end, and if they did, they're going to be highly worn. So I figured I'd just go on the softs, stretch my mediums out a little bit more, and then go on the softs, and hopefully it'll work.
How does this victory mean for you, Cobalt? This is another home race win. I think you have won in your home race before, I believe. And
No, I haven't. I won in Belgium. Belgium and Brazil.
So this is your first time winning in your home country. So how does that feel for you?
It feels awesome. I think it's my first win here.
Oh, fantastic! So what's the emotions now that you got that monkey off your back of winning your first ever home Grand Prix?
Probably not DNF every race for 3 races in a row. Japan was just unlucky. I just spun, and then by the time I was already almost lapped, and it was okay.
So what's your thoughts going into Mexico next season? Not next season, sorry, next race, sorry.
Mexico, it's an alright track. USA is definitely one of my strongest tracks. I don't know why. I don't get it, but it is one of my best times. Like TT times, I think I can do a 1:20.0, a 1:29.0, maybe a low, high 1:28. But yeah.
I like that. I like that a lot. So what's your motives into next season for F1 2021, the new game? What's your first thoughts and your first targets going into the new season?
Sadly, I won't be able to continue after the season due to me finishing up school and going full time. By the time I get out of work, the race is already almost done.
Oh man, that's a shame.
So this will be my last season, but I got 3 more races left, so make everyone count.
Oh, that is a massive shame. But I never expected that sort of news. But hey ho, you got a life to live, and definitely you'll be moving your life forward in a good direction. So, fair play to you, Cobalt, and
Yep.
hopefully you can still chat with me from time to time. Hopefully.
Yeah, I'll try. I'll try.
Oh,
I'll try my best.
there is a group that I always go into, and with another American as well, and some other friends of mine as well. If you want to join that group, then be my guest. So
Okay.
so yeah, this week, so this is probably be our last ever victory in SFR co-op or even league racing in general.
And I'll continue league racing. It's just gonna be probably later in the night.
Oh, bless. So yeah, so what's your motivation now going to the final few races of the season?
Just keep going with my momentum and try to get as high as in the standings as I can for my final season. I'm definitely out of the title contentions, 100%. But I'll see how far I can get up the standings, and yeah.
I think that's good. Right, we're on to the next race now. We're going to the Mexican Grand Prix next week, and we'll be calling all the action again in GP4 and then GP3.
Oliver, if I can just interrupt you, the Velo has
Yes.
also joined us, so maybe we can
Oh,
have a
he
chat with
has.
him.
Has he joined us? No. No. Oh, Velo, welcome. I didn't see a name pop up. Welcome, Velo. I've never spoken to you before, so how are you? Oh, I'm fine, man. You've got serious pace, man. Absolutely unbelievable. Yeah, no practice as well. Unbelievable. So, how was that race for you in your first race with us in SFR? How was it?
It was good. I was under pressure at the end because I got like loads of penalties because my pad, when I turn left, it keeps trying to twitch to the right.
Oh, mad.
It's actually
Right, that explains a lot of time penalties because we were also a little puzzled because usually drivers who are that fast don't also have a lot of time penalties. So it was a little weird to
That
see. And
that's mad.
I got no warnings or penalties until like lap 11. Then that just happened. Then my pad just went. Every time I was turning left, it was trying to twitch to the right.
I mean, we got Andy Styler in the comments who's very happy with your podium today, Velo. He calls it your father. So, he's giving you a big massive congratulations. How was the qualifying conditions as well, Velo, in that first session? Is Velo with us?
he's here.
So
Yeah.
so what was the qualifying like for you?
Oh man, dry setup on a wet USA to talk about.
What about you, Cobalt? Qualifying in the wet, how was it?
It was actually not that bad until I got to like the last two corners and my car decided it didn't want to stick to the track, so I was like 3/10 up on my time on the last lap. I had like a purple 1-2, and then I took the line to the second to last corner, and my car just spun.
So just on the setup, just something which we are curious about is, did you alter your setup because you knew the race was going to be dry? So did you change your setup at all except maybe the front wing, or did you keep it as it
Just the
is?
front wing.
Nothing.
I just adjusted the front wing.
I literally done nothing at all to my setup. But my setup was really good for a straight. That's why I was just always like, I think I was using like 2.6 wings.
I was using 3.9. I was flying through
Two
the. I
six
would
is
gain
something
so
which I
much.
use in
I would gain so
Silverstone.
much.
So
Gain
Velo,
so much
you're
time on
a
you.
very quick driver. You're a very quick driver, Velo. After that second stop on your stop, after the stop, you're passing drivers left, right, and centre, making them look absolutely silly. So, what was it like being on that second stint on those medium tyres?
I don't know, I wasn't really pushing much because I was trying to.
You wasn't pushing. Nah, shut up.
Nah, I was pushing the last few laps because I was green sectors. And then, because I thought Cobalt was catching me loads. So I was like, oh, I need to up the pace a bit.
Oh, my softs are dead.
Yeah, it was pretty close at the end because we noticed that Cobalt was dropping off for you. The gap, which was around 3 seconds, was suddenly 5 plus seconds, and at the end, it was just 3 tenths by which you did not manage to win the race. But nevertheless, a great race from both of you, serious pace from both of you, and if not for time penalties, things could have been different. But either ways, Oliver, I think it's time for you to say the final words on the stream.
I was about to ask Velo if you do get another opportunity with us again so far for the Mexico Grand Prix, will you finally take the victory?
Oh, I'm good there. But if I get a new pad,
Hopefully, you do get a new pad within the week. Hopefully, because you're some driver.
it's my birthday tomorrow, so yeah, I'm gonna get one.
Oh, there you go. There, I sorted. There you go. So yeah, we'll sign off in SFR today. Join us next Monday for the Mexico Grand Prix. Go to the final stages of the season now, and the champions will be officially be crowned very very soon. We don't know when, but it will happen very very soon. Join us on Monday for the Mexico Grand Prix. SFR is over and out, and goodbye.